I've always held that women should take more action, take a more active interest in their own retirement. Obviously, for this, they will have to read books on retirement, be much better prepared for retirement than they currently are. And for this, they obviously need to create a big corpus for themselves for their retirement. And this need not be done with the husband; it can be done parallel to what the husband's efforts are. But at least take charge of your retirement journey. Don't depend on somebody else to manage that money. That's perfectly all right if somebody else is managing, but it's your money. So get into an active management with that person. If I said I'm going to manage your money, you will ask for a quarterly return. You will ask, why is this fund giving only 2%? Whereas other funds are giving 18%, right? You're perfectly capable of asking, and you should be asking if you have handed over your money to somebody else. And that somebody else could be your husband, could be your father, could be your son, could be anybody, but at least take some interest in seeing what that person is doing. What are the other things that a woman can do to improve her retirement preparedness, to say? One, work longer. It is easy for women to take a break and then not come back into the job market. That is wrong. Please come back into the job market. We have an extremely small population, small part of our population holding formal jobs, especially for women. In case you can't hold a full-time job because the pandemic was hard on you, or you lost your job and you have a big family to support, there are part-time jobs which are available. You can be an investment advisor, you can learn about those things, you can maybe train people around you in some topics which you know. If you have done your MBA finance and you have put in 8 years effort and you're 32 years, you've had a baby, you could look at slightly softer options, but don't say I will completely not work, because the same kid for whom you're doing all this is going to turn around at 16 and say, don't tell me that you needed to leave your job to look after me. I'm sure you had fun leaving the job and therefore you left. This is what your kid is going to tell you. Be prepared for that. So first, work longer. Second, a lot of your money should go into investing. See, if you're husband and wife and both of you are earning, use all your husband's money for paying the EMI, for spending, etc., etc. Your money should be completely invested. Just do not touch it. Sure, it hurts your ego to think that, oh, some of it I should contribute for the household expenses. You are contributing to the household wealth by investing, right? It's not that you're going to take that money and run away. You are going to create that corpus for you and your husband, right? During your old age, you're going to use it. So please learn about investing. That is step one. And second, work longer. Contribute more whenever you are working. If your husband says, leave your job, if your husband's advice is to leave your job and saying, look, my money will always be more important, I will always make more money than you do, you're making 8 lakhs, I'm making 27 lakhs, so it makes sense. If one of us has to sit at home, it has to be you. Great, compelling, super logic, but you are likely to get completely dependent on that person. So suddenly you find you're 30 years of age, you have 2 children, you have no career, you have never made a career because you got married young and you had 2 babies. So whole life was lost, and suddenly you wake up at 30 saying, I have no investments and I have nothing. So what do I do, right? It makes you very vulnerable. So be careful about being totally dependent on your husband only for all your money. And I know one girl who has done this, I wish more people do, is when this girl was being pushed by her husband to look after his parents, and her father was also staying nearby. She was the only daughter. She had 2 kids, so he pushed her and said, leave your job, look after all these old people, look after the young people, have a car and all that. Later on, they had started having problems because the guy wouldn't pay for a driver. He said, why do you need a new car? You have a small car which is easy for you to drive. And then she realized that she was being had. So she put her foot down and said, look, my last drawn salary was about 1.25 lakhs per month was the cash that I was getting. I need 1.25 lakhs coming into my account every month. You miss a month, then next month you pay me double, right? So she could force her husband to do that, and now she is like kind of employed by her husband, because he pays her 1.25 lakhs, and he said, I will not keep pace with inflation. She has accepted that, but she still says 5% increase is just keeping pace with inflation. Don't say you will match me, because when I used to get increments, I used to get 18-20%, but at least 5% increment is what I have to get. So it's very important for women to take part in the family wealth by investing more, by working longer, by making sure that they know where the money is going. If the husband is buying real estate in joint names, make sure that you see the rent check and not it's given to some friend, he's not paying rent kind of a thing doesn't happen. If you are the part owner of the property, very good chance that you will see the agreement. So please be more involved. Like I said, invest more time in learning about investing. So all these things are necessary for women to become better investors. It is easy to say, oh, my husband is doing, or saying, I don't really care about money, I'm not the primary provider. These are escapists. You are not the primary provider, fantastic. Ask your husband to report on the portfolio on a quarterly basis, right? Maybe there is no action to be taken, but at least let him have the discipline of telling you what happened, and you having the discipline of asking what happened and having the brain power to understand what that person is saying. If you outsource your money management to somebody else, would you not monitor it on a regular basis, maybe quarterly, half yearly, annually, something you will monitor, right? You will ask why this fund is giving good return, why that fund is not giving good returns. You will ask those questions. I don't see why, how you can be better prepared for retirement by forgetting to ask these questions just because the person who is handling it is your friend. Doesn't happen that way, right? And if that person is your husband, there are very many women who will say that, oh, my marriage will be in a problem and this and that. Not true. If you are involved in the process right from day one, you have to be involved in the review also. So women, please take responsibility for your investing rather than thinking somebody else will manage it for you. There is nobody willing to manage, especially small portfolios. Thank you.